3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. These are the non-negotiable factory settings encoded into our biology. We are taught to view the human body as an organic heat engine, a machine that must perpetually consume and destroy other matter to generate caloric energy. But if survival is a race for energy, we have to ask if this violent food chain is truly the limit of biological efficiency, or if it's merely a temporary stage of our development. Everything we believe about the necessity of eating might be based on an incomplete understanding of human potential. In 1944, Nobel laureate Ernst Schrödinger reevaluated what actually fuels biological life. The universe follows the law of entropy. Everything naturally moves toward a state of decay and disorder. Schrödinger noticed that life does something seemingly impossible. It maintains its own complex structure, resisting that natural decay for decades. He called this negative entropy. When eating a plant, you aren't just taking in calories, you absorb the organized structure it built using sunlight. This makes the food chain a transfer of solar order. Plants catch it, and we hunt it down. If the goal of life is to capture order, the true evolutionary challenge is to see if we can bypass the predator-prey cycle and absorb that energy directly. This search for direct energy is reflected in the 2,000-year-old Chinese concept of Bigu, a practice focused on opening internal energy channels to sustain the body without grain. However, current medical science is clear. Without caloric input, the body rapidly begins consuming its own muscle and organ tissue to stay alive. This reality has repeatedly exposed the breatharian movement as a fraud. High-profile gurus who claim to live on light have been caught secretly eating fast food when the cameras were off. While today's body cannot survive without food, clinical anomalies exist. During supervised fasts, some subjects have maintained stable blood chemistry for periods that defy typical starvation models. These anomalies suggest we should look for biological mechanisms that might be lying dormant within our anatomy. In the 1970s, Dr. Fritz Albert Popp conducted experiments to measure light emissions from living organisms kept in total darkness. He found that human DNA continuously absorbs, stores, and emits highly structured light, which he called biophotons. Popp proposed that DNA functions as a biological antenna, using these light frequencies to transmit instructions across the body's trillions of cells. His research showed that disease correlates with a breakdown in this internal light field, where cellular communication becomes scattered and chaotic. If our genetic core is already communicating via light, it suggests our biology is inherently wired to process cosmic frequencies. In the 1990s, Dr. Arturo Solis Herrera identified an anatomical mystery, a dense concentration of melanin surrounding the human optic nerve. Melanin is usually seen as a biological sunscreen, but its presence deep inside the darkness of the skull suggests it serves a purpose beyond blocking UV rays. Herrera discovered that melanin can absorb electromagnetic radiation and use that energy to split water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. This reaction releases energy. Because melanin can also recombine those elements, it effectively functions like a miniature, light-driven battery within the nervous system. Finding this water-splitting mechanism suggests that the human body possesses a biological analog to the energy capture systems found in plants. Vladimir Vernadsky, a pioneer of biogeochemistry, viewed life on Earth through a stark lens. He defined most complex life as heterotrophs, creatures trapped in a state of chemical dependency, forced to kill and eat others to survive. His close friend was Konstantin Tsiolkovsky, the father of modern rocketry. Tsiolkovsky's pursuit of rocketry went beyond military or national prestige. In his private journals, he detailed a vision for a machine that could move humanity past its violent biological history. He saw the rocket as an evolutionary incubator, a tool designed to break our dependency on the Earth's food chain. Tsiolkovsky hypothesized that placing the human body in the zero-gravity, radiation-heavy environment of space would force a biological adaptation. He calculated that without the need to resist gravity or hunt for physical food, our heavy skeletons and digestive tracts would eventually atrophy. In this vision, stripping away biological burdens allows the body to rely on internal light processing systems, evolving into beings of pure energy. This space-age blueprint mirrors the ancient Buddhist myth of the Apasara Deva, luminous beings who supposedly lost their ability to glow only after they began to consume the heavy matter of the Earth. We must remember that attempting to stop eating in our current state is fatal. Yet, from ancient texts to the earliest plans for space travel, there is a recurring ambition to move beyond our role as predators and return to the cosmic light.